You've probably heard of perfection in Stardew Valley before. That goal can be tracked at Ginger Island and is split into 11 tasks that you must complete to achieve it. How many of these tasks can you complete in order? The perfection tracker inside the QI's Walnut Room in Ginger Island lists them as follows. Completing the shipping collection, have all 4 obelisks on your farm, build the golden clock, complete all the monster eradication goals from the guild, reach max hearts with every villager, get to level 10 in all skills, find all the star drops, cook every recipe, craft every item, catch every fish, and collect all golden walnuts. These are the tasks that I will need to complete in order in this challenge, at least as much as possible. For example, I cannot reach a level 10 in every skill before reaching maximum hearts with every villager, since that's farther down the list. You'll get the idea. But doing only that would be a little too easy, wouldn't it? So I'm adding a few extra spicy rules. Number 1. If an item is in any collection and it isn't yet unlocked, so it is still dark, then I can't sell it or use it for crafting or cooking. The only exceptions for this rule are wood, stone and fiber. This rule will seriously limit the number of things we can do to progress the game. Take a normal sprinkler for example. Since it's made from both copper and iron bars, I must first sell both, unlocking them in the collection before crafting it. Rule number 2. All collection must be completed in order, that is, except for the fishing one, because I still value my mental sanity. Although a fish can't be sold if it and all previous fish in the collection have not been caught as well. Taking the sprinkler as before, now to be able to craft it, I have to sell both bars as we said. But I also have to sell every item before them in order. Do you see the madness now? But let's continue with the rules, just to make things clear. Number 3. Already crafted items found can be used freely without having unlocked their components in the collections. This would mean, for example, that buying mega bombs from the traveling cart and using them is allowed, even if I have yet to sell gold ore. Now at number 4. If an item is still dark in a collection, it can still be used for bundles, upgrades and trades. And lastly, number 5, if an item isn't in any collection, it can be sold and used freely. That's it for the rules. I won't be using Jaja at all, and I also want to clarify that only the completion of a task must be done in order, and I can work on whichever I see fit while staying inside the rules. Before starting this challenge, I would like also to thank these creators for inspiring me into this horribly insane idea. If you want, go and check out their channels. Without further ado, let's begin. First of all, I started a new save file. The settings are pretty normal, except for one starting extra cabin I might need later. After that, I chose the forest farm for maximum forageables. Note that I'm only using one mod, and that is UI Info Suite. Although I instantly removed the option for seeing the billboard from my inventory, since I feel that it is a little too much like cheating. Everything else is still the same. The first task we must complete in perfection is the shipping collection. We have some problems, because in the first page and in the first row there is already a banana, which is an item from Ginger Island. To get there we must first complete the community center, so let's focus on doing that in this video, since it took me more than 40 hours to do just that. Anyway, we'll also try to complete in parallel the other collections. I wanted to remember that since wood, stone and fiber are excluded from rule 1, I can use them from crafting if they are all the ingredients an item requires, such as chests. After clearing some land for space, I decided to plant a single parsnip. Why, you might ask? Well, in the perfection tracker, one of the objectives is to reach level 10 in all skills. Since that's not the first task to do, until then we're going to need to skip leveling one skill as much as possible. That's because since only the completion of the task matters, keeping a skill low lets me avoid completing this task before due time. For this reason I chose farming to not level, since it's the easiest to not level up accidentally. Just don't plant crops. After that I went around the valley foraging and greeting as much as possible. Completing the crops bundles will not be a priority for now, but finding a nice money income is. For that I have a special secret strategy that you will see in action soon. After a while I collected the first spring forageables and gathered some more wood. The first few days were rather uneventful, so that means I forgot to record them. Except for the third when I caught a catfish. This will be useful later in the fishing bundle, but remember that all the fish I catch can't be sold yet until I reach them in the collection tab. If we take a look in the fishing collection, you can see the first fish is the pufferfish. It's not the easiest to start with, so in the meantime I'm just getting the experience and saving the fishes. On the fourth, I'm starting my hidden money making strategy, for which Caroline is heavily involved. She's also involved with the wizard, but let's not tell Abigail about that. Some of you will already have guessed what this strategy is, but we'll see later. I gathered some more forageables and called it a day after managing my chests. On the 5th I planted some spring seeds, thinking the experience they give was only foraging, but in the end they also gave farming experience. I sadly also forgot to record it. On the 6th I received a visit by Clint, giving me the blueprint for a furnace, since the day before I have gotten my hands on some early copper from a treasure chest. Thanks Clint, you really shouldn't have. Furnaces are made from both stone and copper, but to use copper for crafting I have to sell it first. And that will be quite hard, since copper ore is at almost the end of the first page of the shipping collection. Before reaching that point we have a lot to do still, so for now no furnaces, no smelting, and no metal bars. Today is also the day the mines open, so I took the chance to dive as deep as I could, since it was also a lucky day. In that mess I found an amethyst, which also can't be sold since it's not the first mineral on the list. In the meantime I donated the spring forageables, got some spring seeds and then sold them for some quick cash, unlocking the pantry and the fish tank bundles. Another lucky day means another infested floor. Still, I managed to grab the Monster Companion book from a monster. After reaching floor 30, I started a stealing spree for torches, since I can't craft them myself, as they require sap. Look at what you make me do, game. I took my big haul back home, having found aquamarines and topazes. The next few days were spent in the mines, where I even found a diamond. But reaching the cold floors, you can clearly feel the need for a pickaxe upgrade. Remember, I have no furnaces. On the 10th, I got a black cat, Waluigi I called him. That cat was actually very helpful, while also cute. But not cuter than my cat though. Later in the day I fished in the mountain lake, catching a carp, chub and largemouth bass. Before the night, a treasure chest gave me 2 emeralds. 2! And soon after, another chest, with 2 rubies this time. It's such a lucky happening, since both are first found at level 80 in the mines, while also being the first and third in the list of minerals. After donating them, now I can start selling gems for real cash, since until now I have only relied on forageables and bulletin quests. The next day I donated lots of stuff to the museum and the community center, and got myself the first backpack upgrade. Later at night I sold both spring seeds and the gems I found for a nice money boost, while also being visited by the fairy. I got a mining monthly from an artifact spot and went to the mines. While I cannot get metal bars from smelting, I have another strategy in mind, and for that it is imperative we reach level 80 as soon as possible. Yeah, about that. The rest of the time was spent farming gems and strangely fiber on the lower levels. The next day I sold my grown forageables, which sadly gave me farming experience. I won't plant these anymore. You can assume from now on that I will sell most of my forageables as spring seeds, while keeping at least a few, as well as Cape carrots, since they are the next item on the shipping list. And then it's back to the mines. I swear, the game is rage baiting me at this point. Still, I got to level 60 before the end of the day. On Sunday I found one of the most important items I need in the traveling cart, which is a white large egg. Animal products are going to be really hard to get, since I try to get as few animals as possible because petting them gives farming experience. We don't want that. Did you know you can sell weapons you don't use at the Adventurers Guild? They give quite a bit of gold, so don't miss out on that. Later in the day I bought a fiberglass rod and also a training rod. That's because the training rod has much more chance to catch jellies, the new items needed for the fish smoker. Eventually we're also going to need them. Another big donation time. Ghost fish from ghosts in the mines, most of the spring fishes, as well as other random stuff. From the 15th until the 17th is salmonberry season, which is a great food source for starting out, and this greatly improved my mining capabilities. At the end of the day, I chose the miner profession, even though I can't make use of the raw ores yet, and for now I'm only stockpiling. Did you know that killing every enemy on the floor greatly increases your chance to find a ladder? Also, we finally reached level 80, so why did I need to reach this level, even though I cannot use gold ore in any way? First of all, we need a fire quartz, but the most important reason involves the blacksmith's bundle in the boiler room. To complete it, I have to find all 3 metal bars from the mines, and it's not an easy thing to do without a furnace. Lucky for us, there is another way to get them. Void spirits only spawn past level 80 and have a 4% chance to drop a copper bar, 2% chance for an iron bar, and an abysmal 1% for gold. Hey, it ain't much, but it's honest work. We're stuck with this method for now, but the reward for the bundle is the glorious furnace itself. Floor 80 is also good for farming gems, combat and mining experience, and quite a lot of fiber, which we will need later for the secret money making strategy. At some point, I thought that farming for the burglar's ring would be a good idea to find the rare metal bars, although I think I pushed through without it. On Wednesday 17th, I found my favorite hat in the game, inside a pot of gold somebody left around. Every time I pass through the city, I need to check for the dish of the day at the Stardew Saloon, because we need both a fried egg and a maki roll for the community center. We can't cook those ourselves until we sell the items they require, and they are far in the shipping collection. To help with this task, I bought a telephone from Robin for 2000 gold. It's a bit expensive, but I can check the dish of the day from home without making a trip to the saloon every day. I still think it was one of the best purchases I could make to save time, and from now on just assume that I'm using it every day. During the night I also chose the fighter profession. After decimating the void spirit population, the first one to come was the iron bar, and soon after I also found the copper one. On the 20th, I finally reached 2 hearts with Caroline. Now all that's left to do is entering her secret room to be alone with her. After a few days, I finally got my gold bar from this dude in the mines, and can upgrade my pickaxe with the furnace I get. 8 swings for every gold ore aren't exactly fun to do. On the 22nd, I completed the crab pot bundle, also unlocking the much needed boiler room, and received my beloved furnace. Upgrades, here we come. I gave some things to the bulletin board, but this bundle and the pantry are the hardest to complete for us. Then completed the geologist's bundle and the adventurer's bundle. With this, we've completed the boiler room in a single day and unlocked the minecarts. The same day I visited Caroline in her sunroom, and tomorrow she would send me a letter with the recipe for tea saplings. This is our secret to making money. Rule number 1 says we can't use an item for crafting, cooking and selling if we haven't unlocked it, but wood, stone and fiber are excluded from this rule. Tea saplings are made from wild seeds, which we can make, plus wood and fiber. They aren't in any collection, so they can be safely sold for 250 gold apiece. In the past, it was even 500 gold, what was nerfed at some point. Still, it is a very big gold boost for some very much needed tool upgrades. I donated the jade and diamond and got my first upgrade from Clint. On the 24th, I went to the festival and bought the scarecrow. This thing is actually pretty important, since we can't craft one as it requires coal. We won't be completing the quest to craft the scarecrow anytime soon. At night I decided to plant the rest of the parsnips and went to bed, hoping for gold ones for the community center. The next day I got a visit from Dimitrius and chose the Bat Cave, to complete the community center faster and because I don't need to check it every day. Soon enough we're gonna skip these quite often. With the money flowing in, I bought the 10,000 gold bundle from the vault, getting another useful machine, the lightning rod. To repair Willie's boat and go to Ginger Island, we're going to need 5 iridium packs, so we're already prepared for the summer storms. In the traveling cart, I found another animal product, wool, and immediately bought it. Finally, I have lots of cash to buy everything if all that I need comes at the same time. I got the remaining spring crops ready and donated them, as well as some fruits from the Bat Cave, and upgraded the pickaxe. Now we can access the secret woods and start farming foraging experience as well as hardwood. We're gonna need 200 pieces of those for repairing Willie's boat, but I'll have plenty enough once I start planting mahogany seeds. Another batch of trees sold. Who's buying all these trees anyway? Finally, level 1 farming. I harvested my parsnip, but sadly not a single gold quality. We'll need to level farming, right? On the last day of spring, I bought the infamous red cabbage, honey and the wood skipped from the traveling cart. I could have also bought cheese for the artisan bundle, but that's gonna get completed with the fruit bat cave. Finally, summer is starting. This season is different in terms of money making. While gems are still fine, even if we unlock the recipe for summer wild seeds, we can't craft them, for rule number 1, since only the forageables we can sell before the banana are the spring ones. So no more tier saplings for now. Although our earnings decrease, our spendings will only rise from now, starting with stronger tools. After that, we need to complete the vault, for a total of 33,500 gold. Doing that will also unlock the desert, where we can find the next 2 items from the shipping collection, the coconut and the cactus fruit. We also need gold if we need something from the traveling cart, which is a lot. I planted the fewer seeds I could to keep farming experience low, while also getting everything that we need for the community center. one thing we very much avoided last season was fishing. Salmonberry provided food, but not being able to sell fish even if caught was a major constraint. Now we can fish the first fish, the pufferfish, and we can start selling what we have accumulated since now. It's also needed for the community center, so that's another reason. But it is still a hard fish, and I have no tackle, so trout soup is the way to go. We can sell the first few fishes in the collection until the smallmouth bass. That's all we could catch for now. After that, another trip to the community center. From the construction bundle, we get the charcoal kiln, another machine that we can't make. It's one of the useless ones though. We will be swimming in coal later. Summer is great for fishing for us. During the day we have pufferfish and tunas, and at night bream from the river. At night I chose the fisher profession. If you do that, remember to sell all your fishes the next night you get the profession. If you do it in the same night, as I did, you won't have the 25% price increase yet. Yikes, I just sold all my fish. Now that I have an iron pickaxe, I can get one secret book hidden in a trash can, the alleyway buffet. After that, I'm back to the mines for a few days. I decided to start getting to the bottom and got my first star drop, which reminded me of my true desires. During this time, I completed the Void Spirit completion goal, which rewarded me with the Savage Ring. It gives +2 speed for a few seconds after a kill. I harvested my wheat for the community center and bought a sandfish from the cart, while also finding a fiddlehead fern to donate. I bought the remaining hay needed from Marnie and donated everything. I realized I made a mistake crafting 10 summer seeds because I haven't been able to sell summer forageables yet. So the next day I bought wheat seeds and destroyed them for the same amount of gold I got. Sorry guys, it won't happen again. Luckily it was a fixable mistake. But if it wasn't, I would have to reset at least a day or even the entire run. I kinda don't want to do that already 20 hours in, but I'll do it if I make a major error. On the next rainy day, I caught the sturgeon and had an epic battle with it. I reached the level 115 of the mines, but avoided getting to the bottom of it, because that would make every enemy in the game double in health permanently. Look at this Void Spirit dropping the Goddess of Swords, the Holy Blade. Nice damage with a +2 attack at the bottom, high speed, defense, more drops from slimes, and on top of all that, the Crusader enchantment, which makes it deal 50% more damage to undead and can kill mummies in the desert without needing bombs. Truly one of the best weapons in the game, in my opinion. On the 14th, I bought a pomegranate from the traveling cart for the Enchanter's bundle, and then went back to fishing at the ocean, when Willy tried something funny. On the 16th, I contemplated how the hell I would manage to grow golden quality crops without leveling farming. Then bought some seeds and planted them, and donated lots of stuff. Pomegranate, poppy, corn, the entire summer crops bundle, which rewarded me with a sprinkle. Very useful. Check this out! Finally, we got a Mackie roll from the saloon. Thank you, telephone. After that, I bought the 25,000 G bundle from the vault, thanks to the summer fishes and all the gems we got from mining in the past weeks, and got a crystallarium in return. We are mainly going to duplicate jades to trade for staircases on Sundays from the desert trader, or rubies for spicy eels. At 1:30 in the night, I received a threatening call from Pierre, trying to sell me stuff. Same old Pierre. The next day, after having a nightmare about Pierre, the green rain struck. Over the course of the day, I collected as much fiber and moss as I could around the valley. I'll take this chance to show the mahogany tree farm I started a while back. Dimitrius seems like he straight up came from the backrooms wearing the same fit. The end result of the day was this mess of an inventory. I bought a truffle from the cart, then went back to the usuals. From the 21st, we can start finding mystery boxes, which range from useless to pretty useful. There's lots of stuff we can't make ourselves in there. The same day, I bought both cloth and wine for the community center. For the rest of the day, I tried searching for the Dwarf Scroll 1, since that's the only scroll I'm missing to start the artifact collection, but had no trouble in finding it. The scrolls were all donated in order to the museum. Then wine, mackerel and truffle were donated and the rest of the vault was bought, unlocking the desert the next day. I reached the end of the mines so that I could go to the desert, then grabbed the next two items in the shipping collection, the coconut and the cactus fruit. Then traded for all the bombs I could. We were still very unprepared for the school cavern. No reliable food source, steel pickaxe, few bombs and no staircases. And the Holy Blade, while good with mummies, is very weak against everything else. While inside the skull cavern, we must make sure to kill as few pepper rexes as possible. They are very rare enemies, and as such, it's easy to leave them as the last monster eradication goal. As a failsafe, just in case. We can advance the mineral collection. The shard, quartz, fire quartz, crystal tier and earth crystal for now, and we finally can sell the stockpile I have of them. We now have meaning to opening geodes. Before the prismatic shard, the money was too precious to get some random mineral we could not sell yet. Now it's opening spree time. But did you know that geodes content are not determined by luck? I only found out in the making of this video. And now to donate a grand total of 1 item. Thanks to you, Big Site, for not showing up. I upgraded my pick to gold, moved my cabin from robbing, and built a silo. The mahogany tree farm grows stronger every day. The 27th was an amazing day. Gus selling me the fried egg, the bookseller trading me a slime egg press and pepper poppers. Then I started the axe upgrade to gold, and I even got quality fertilizers from mystery boxes. Pepper poppers and fertilizers are both very nice to complete the quality crops bundle, while the slime egg press combos very well with the slime gatherer from my Holy Blade, making me quite a bit of cash with slime eggs overall. They are not in any collections, so they can be safely sold as well. It is now fall. The plan this season is to finish the fish tank and start working on some very hard to obtain items. We can also start working on some special orders. I bought the remaining seeds I need for the community center from Pierre, plus some fairy seeds we'll need for a future project. I bought an iridium rod from Willy and caught the eel that I missed in spring, and from the forest pond the walleye. It is a very valuable fish that now we can also sell for money. Even though the wiki says that you can catch it only from 12 PM to 2 AM, I managed to catch one as early as 4:20 PM. On the 6th, I donated an apricot from the Bat Cave, an eggplant, a coconut, and completed the fishing tank. With this, we have unlocked the pen, a very useful item in my opinion, and I proceeded to upgrade it for the next days. I received a keg from the artisan bundle and 30 full seeds from the crafts room. Straight to tea saplings. Choosing the botanist profession just in time for blackberry season, and with an autumn's bounty giving +2 to foraging, I can get 4 of them per bush. It is now my stable food source. I completed the community cleanup quest from Linus and got fiber seeds. I also harvested my pumpkins and got some new ideas to sleep on. After a while, I went to the Stardew Valley fair to get my second star drop and a rare crow, while completely destroying the slingshot game. I opened some more guilds, but still no big sight. Then got 4 preserved jars from the ticket price machine in Lewis's house and donated 2 out of 3 golden crops. I completed the Void Spirit's eradication goal and got the Burglar's Ring to better complete the fragment from the past quest. Found the ectoplasm for the wizard, renovated my farm a bit, and went to the Spirits Festival. In the end, I spent most of the fall in the mines, fishing and completing quests. Winter's here. Only a fool would skip this season. First of all, we can complete the crafts room with winter's forageables. Secondly, we can unlock the secret notes, which are very useful. Thirdly, we can buy very useful item from Robin, the wood chipper. You might ask why. Well, 2 of the items we need for the community center are maple syrup and oak resin, and both are tapper products. We can't craft tappers at all, as they require copper bars, which we have not sold yet. So how do you get them? One way is from the traveling cart. Simple enough, but they are very rare. The other way is from a minuscule percentage using the wood chipper with hardwood. That's why I focused on getting so many mahogany trees and also fibers to craft tree fertilizers. It's going to be quite a grind. In the meantime, we completed the crafts room and the field research bundle, giving me a recycling machine and unlocking the quarry. I also started the construction of a coop to help with the animal bundle, since I'm getting unlucky with the traveling cart. For the next weeks, my routine will be mining, panning on my farm and tending to my machines. By finding a perch, we can now sell most of the fishes we have stockpiled for an extra boost to our cash. Oak resin? Check. Maple syrup? Check. I upgraded my pickaxe to iridium and also my coop. Then got the galaxy sword from the desert while going for a skull cavern run. Doing that, I found some interesting stuff, including 2 sprinklers and Q-Ice milk. In another run, I even found a rabbit's foot from a serpent. And opening even more guilds, before getting a duck egg and a chipped amphora, the next artifact in the collection order. At this point, only few items remain. The 3 apples we can get from an apple tree I planted a while back. The duck feather can be dropped from the duck without petting it, at a low chance. The golden crops I can grow at the expense of some farming experience, also using fertilizers and pepper poppers. Finally, the animal products I can get from the traveling cart. As I did do on the second day of the night market when I got offered large milk. That fluffy cotton ball of my cat did this on a random day. I didn't even think it was possible. That's another off the list, with the seed maker as a reward. it's time to start talking about animals and friendship. You see, when I bought a coop and the chickens, there were two ways I could gain farming experience from, and those were picking up eggs and petting. I can avoid picking up eggs by buying an autograbber from Marnie or getting one from the school cavern. But I don't have that yet. For petting though, my thought was that I would eventually get a large egg to drop even without petting the chickens. What I instead found out was that not petting animals was losing more friendship than I was gaining every day, and I would never ever get a large egg without petting the animal. So I sold my chickens to avoid getting the coop clogged up by eggs, until I found a solution. I decided to do more school cavern runs, then bought treasure troves from the desert trader and opened them at Client. I also upgraded my pan to iridium. Then I started brute forcing magma geodes from the mines to get a big site. If you get a geode from a rock in a particular spot, until the end of the day every rock in that spot will drop that geode. I didn't use the predictor made by YouTuber Blade, so for the first floor I randomly broke rocks until I found one and started from there. Using this technique I accumulated 41 magma geodes and got my big site from Clint. It's now big donation time, and since we have just unlocked these gems, we can sell them. I then repeated the same process for frozen geodes, opened them, and, with one last donation, completed the mineral collection in order. As a reward, I got a second crystallarium. I then bought some more stuff from the cart, including another large mirk for the shipping collection. From the skull cavern I got an auto grabber. We can finally have chickens without clogging the coop. I woke up from the day after the skull cavern, greeted by another year and also by Kent. I immediately planted my parsnips and even more seeds to prepare for the shipping collection. Remember, we still need those 5 gold qualities. I bought a brown chicken from Marnie, but was unsure what to do with it. At least I can farm small eggs passively. There is no downside to that with an autograbber. Like magic, even in this year I was soon visited by the fairy, and the day after I harvested the other plants plus only the parsnips, which would be golden. To know which would be, I did a pre-harvest and reset the day, plucking only those. Every day I'll do that until I get the 5 we need. At this point, I'm getting more hardwood that I can consume. Mahogany trees are overpowered. I opened even more treasure troves and donated what I could. I finally found a glowstone ring. After a year, I can finally see at night. I also got a visit from Gunther, thanking me for my service, and gifted me a rusty key with which I can enter the sewers. I gave George a billion licks, and then received a coffee machine the day after from Evelyn to thank me for my service. I donated the apples I got from the Bat Cave and the cart, completing the bulletin board, and also the golden parsnips. Now only the animal bundle remains, and for that I rely on the traveling cart. And another batch of artifacts. I bought some books for Marcello, a fellow Italian friend. Back to the old days. When summer year 2 came around, I planted some seeds for the shipping collection. Most days are spent sleeping right now, only checking the cart on Fridays and Sundays. At the end of year 2, Grandpa's spirit visited and was happy of my results so far, entrusting officially his farm to me. I won't let you down, Grandpa. We still have a challenge to complete, and I'll do it with honor. After the traveling cart failed me for quite some time, in year 3, I threw away my honor and started to pet this brown chicken. Sorry, Grandpa, the challenge wants an egg, not honor. Soon enough, I got a large brown egg, and that day the cart had another 5 white eggs, because of course that would happen. I brought it to the community center, and after 40 wonderful hours of work, I have finally completed it. Today we laid most of the work for the challenge. We completed the community center, the mineral collection in order and a lot of the other too, upgraded tools, unlocked recipe, farmed materials for hours on end. We must remember that we are still on the first task of the shipping collection, and it's only at the first page. Lots of problems are yet to come, but stay tuned for more, because in the next video, Ginger Islands await. Thank you for watching. This video took almost 2 months to study, spreadsheet, record and edit, so I would really appreciate it if you felt like leaving a like and a comment below. I'll see you on the next video.